Good morning, everyone. So today I would like to discuss distributed mutual exclusion and elections from distributed systems. So generally we use mutual exclusion for concurrency control property, which is used to prevent race conditions. So it is a requirement that a process cannot enter into its critical section. So while another control process currently present or executing it in critical section, so only one process can be allowed to execute the critical section at any given instance of time. So to overcome this problem, we use distributed mutual exclusion. So let's go in some detail about distributed mutual exclusion. So generally it has three properties: mutual exclusion 1, mutual exclusion 2, and 3. So one is all about safety, liveness, and ordering. So here what is meant by safety means, like at most one process may execute in the critical section. So at least one process should be always busy in the critical section. Then it is exhibiting the property safety property successfully. If not, it is not exhibiting the property MV1. In the same way, what is all about the second property liveness means, so it requires to enter the critical section, eventually succeed. Enter and exit the critical section, eventually succeed. So if the any process enters and exits the critical section successfully, then we can say that the particular algorithm is exhibiting the ME2, that is liveness property. And the third property is ordering property. What is meant by ordering property means, if one request to enter the critical section happened before another, then entry to the critical section is granted in that order. So if the order followed to enter into the critical section in a proper order by using a happen before relationship, then it is exhibiting the ordering property ME3. So if these three properties, ME1, ME2, and ME3, that is safety property, liveness property, and ordering property, then we can say that particular algorithm is distributed mutually excluded, which means it can control the concurrency easily. And we need to discuss mainly in distributed mutual exclusion is, we have three sections. The three sections are named as entry section or enter section, critical section or resource access section, and one more section we have is exit section or exit. So here what is all about the entry section, critical section, and exit section means, in entry section, the code executed in preparation for entering the critical section. So the code which is executed to enter into the critical section, we call that code as enter section or entry section. And the code is all about the critical section or resource access means the code to be protected from concurrent execution. As the topic is all about, we are controlling the concurrency. So distributed mutual exclusion is all about the concurrency control method. So to control that concurrency, we need to allow one process at a time in the critical section. So that is also called as resource access section. So here the critical section is all about where one process will go and access the resource and come back to its original position. So to overcome this concurrency problem, we need to allow only one process at a time into the critical section. So the critical section means the code to be protected from the concurrent execution. And the next section we have is exit section. So in the exit section, the code is all about the leaving of the critical section. So to leave any process from the critical section, we need an exit section also. So these are the three sections to enter into some critical section, and the code for critical section and the exit section. We have one more section, actually that is a reminder section, which is the rest of the code, which is not included in entry section, critical section, and exit section. The remaining all the code which is not included in the entry, exit, and critical section comes under the reminder section. So what are the requirements of mutual exclusion? So we have some requirements for mutual exclusion. They are it need to be free from deadlocks, and it need to be free from starvation, and it need to follow the strict fairness, and also it need to be tolerant of false also. So if these four requirements are satisfied, then we can say the particular algorithm is mutually excluded. So The 4 requirements are freedom from deadlocks, freedom from starvation, strict fairness, and fault tolerance. So these are the 4 requirements for deadlocks. And we have like types of algorithms. Generally, distributed mutual exclusion has again a types. They are again subdivided into 2 classes. They are non-token based and token based classes. So like in non-token based, there is no requirement of token. There is nothing but here when you have a token, you can directly enter into the critical section using that token. But when you're non-tokened, that means you need to wait for a particular period of time to enter into the critical section. So that is the difference between token and non-token. When you have a token, you can directly enter the critical section, but when you don't have any token, you need to wait for a particular period of time. And also we need to talk about the performance evaluation of distributed mutual exclusion. So coming to the performance of distributed mutual exclusion, we need to talk about 4 main points comes under the performance, which are message complexity, synchronization delay, and response time and system throughput. So what are these 4 points we need to discuss? Like what is message complexity? So here, generally message complexity is nothing but, so the number of messages required per site for particular process. Here site is nothing but a process.